Brain dead? I think so. Good morning, everybody, from the dank basement. Another insomniac night. I gotta get a handle on this. This shit's gonna kill me. I also watched the Pinch Witcha Squinty that I reviewed. It was fine here. I uploaded it, and for some reason, it got truncated to 3.5 minutes. And that means you missed about 12 minutes of the video that I made last night. So I thought I'd get on here and talk a little bit since I can't sleep. I've had my first cup of coffee and I've had my first pinch of snuff. I am really into this one. This is the Joker from the playing card selection of Rustica Snuffs. And this is from Janta Naswar. And it is scented with orange. For a long time, there has not been a really great orange. The last really great orange was contracted by Pershel from a stuff maker in Spain. It was called, oh God, Silverstone Orange. And frankly, you know, what is it, Toque St. Clemens is more of a tangerine scent than an orange. So it's been tough, but this one has a really nice orange essence. And the base tobacco in these is absolutely stellar. It's under Pradesh tobacco. It is very special, spicy, spicy molasses sort of scent, tanned leather, hay, mushrooms underneath everything. And despite all those weird undertones, the orange really works with this. So I'm going to do a pinch of this and continue the Pinch Witcha Squinty. This will be called the Insomnia Episodio add-on or something clever like that. Here we go. Yeah, it's 4 o'clock in the morning here, but I've been up since a little before 3. And you know what woke me up? What made sure that I would not get back to sleep? I feel so bad for Betsy. Uh, I wake up, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, I have to pee. So I walk into the bathroom and basically smack her in the forehead with the end of my dick. Now, that's not a new thing around here. But it surprised her. It surprised the hell out of me. I got this adrenaline rush. Oh my God, I almost peed on my wife or something. And I snapped, snapped fully awake. So came down here. I've got to talk about inhaling. This comes up every once in a while. I've got a friend, she suffers from pretty severe lung problems. She's got COPD, but she still wants to get high. She only recently quit cigarettes and then went back to them, despite the fact that her lungs will probably, you know, not survive much longer if she doesn't clean up. And I've tried to teach her that with cigars and pipes, obviously, you try not to inhale. The smoke would be very irritating on your lungs, unpleasant. But you count on the mucous membranes inside your mouth absorbing the nicotine, and it does. Downside is it gets to your brain a little more slowly than if you lung it, but you still get the effects, and that goes for cannabis or vape, nicotine vape as well. I find it interesting that the doctor, the Chinese doctor whose name escapes me, but when he invented vaporizing nicotine for his patients to help them quit smoking, he specifically did not intend the vapor to be inhaled. Now that's urban legend and I can't verify that, but on the Electronic Cigarettes Forum, of which I was a member for a number of years, he even hated the term electronic cigarette because you're not supposed to lung the vapor. Okay, now I'm going to do my idiot imitation. I am sure somebody in the comments is going to write something clever like, they use the propylene glycol that's the base of e-liquid. They use that in nebulizers for lung medicine. Or propylene glycol keeps cattle watering tanks from freezing in the winter. If cows can drink it, why can't you take it into your lungs? Or hospitals sanitize their air with propylene glycol, which is one of the two base liquids used in e-liquid. Okay, bucko, let me disabuse you of your own ignorance. First off, like any other chemical, propylene glycol, an organic alcohol, comes in a variety of grades and quality. I am pretty sure the stuff they put into a nebulizer is USP, United States Pharmacopoeia, which means it is fit for use as medicine. Are you sure about the PG in that vape you bought? You know, that Chinese-made e-liquid? You know, people could talk about, oh, Indian snuff might be dangerous. We can't vouch for its purity, whatever, and nobody talks about Chinese e-liquid. So, I think it's amazing that we don't understand that chemicals come in different grades and they're not necessarily good to take into your lungs. The same thing goes with cannabis. Yeah, you'll still get high. When I started smoking cannabis 50 or so years ago, the conventional wisdom was is you took a big, deep lungful and held it as long as you could, and then either you gently let it out or you coughed it out. And that spawned the expression, if you don't cough, you don't get off. That kind of makes sense for a time when marijuana averaged 4% THC by weight. Um, Current weed can be quite a bit higher than that. So it's really not necessary to lung it. Yes, the buzz comes on more slowly, somewhere between edibles and doing a bong rip. Case in point, this is a vaporizer. It is not necessary to inhale this, and frankly, I can't. I started by lunging my e-vapor, but I can't do it anymore. Didn't hold it, I just held it in my mouth, did not let it go beyond the epiglottis, beyond the larynx, even. Uh, it is still possible to exhale the vapor through the nose, even if you haven't breathed it into your lungs, and that exposes that vapor to even more capillaries to increase the effect. So I am urging anybody, if you smoke cannabis, if you vape, if you vape cannabis, uh, even with cigarettes, you could avoid, I think, a bunch of damage if you just didn't inhale. Maybe Bill Clinton had a point when he claimed that when he smoked weed, he never inhaled. We made fun of it, but that may be the truth. A good friend of mine here in this little town where I live in Minnesota never inhaled when he was smoking weed. He never inhaled it, and we made fun of him. He looked funny when he did it. I suspect he's got better lung function than I do. So that's my sermonette on you don't need to inhale. Uh, it's probably better if you don't. Learn how to vape, learn how to do weed without inhaling, and your lungs will thank you for it. I'm going to go back to this. This is wonderful. Genta Naswart Joker. It is the orange scented Rustica snuff. Very lovely, lovely tobacco base that combines just flawlessly with this orange. This is a 5 out of 5 with a bullet, guys. It's fantastic. And nicotine, 6.5, 7, depending on your tolerance, maybe 7.5, on that 1 to 10 scale where 1 is almost no perceptible nicotine or no perceptible nicotine, all the way up to 10, which is for many people potentially dangerous. Spike in blood pressure, that kind of thing, nausea. So that's the scale. This is about a 7. Very satisfying, Nick. So here we go. It's another insomniac morning, watching time-shifted TV shows. Everything blows. I am sick of infomercials. Ugh. Yeah, you do anything. You know, you get out of bed, try to get something done, but you can't make a lot of noise because Mrs. Squinty, despite the surprise contact between the end of my penis and her forehead while she was sitting on the toilet, uh, she was able to go back to bed and go to sleep. And I don't want to disturb her So I'm kind of stuck down here in the dank basement. Anyway, you guys, I'm glad you stopped by to finish off the episode of Pinch Witcha Squinty that somehow got cut off last night. I appreciate it. I hope your Saturday is a beautiful thing. Today is the 19th of October, 2024. Saturday here in the Midwest, and excited, waiting for football tomorrow. My Minnesota Vikings, 5-0. If they beat the Detroit Lions on Sunday, they will be the absolute number one team in the NFC, and I would love to see that. So that's kind of what's going on around here, household chores and so on. I'm going to do another rip off this vape. I'm not going to show you the package because that would be promotion of a cannabis product, which is against YouTube community guidelines. Yeah, it takes a little more time to get into the bloodstream, but the health savings, presumed health savings, are worth it. From the dank basement, Paul Shellbetter, God bless you, whatever you do the rest of your weekend. Be nice to each other. Please show some respect or at least some courtesy. Remember, your participation is my compensation for doing these videos. I do not monetize, but I sure love your likes and your comments. If you haven't subscribed yet, I respectfully ask you to do so. I also ask you to hit that notification bell so you get notified when I upload new content. Remember, these videos are intended for viewing by adults over the age for legal consumption of tobacco or cannabis in their area of residence. 2, this channel does not promote the use of any substance, tobacco or THC. I only comment on products that have been consumed by people for hundreds and hundreds of years. 3, this video and this channel are not intended in any way to promote any manufacturer of snuff, any vendor of snuff or other tobacco products, nor vendors of cannabis. This is a commentary and review channel. End of sermon. Go in peace.